Yo, what's up, jazz guitar friends? Larry Tamanini here with Jazz Guitar Under 5 Minutes. With me, as always, my partner in crime, Hershey the dog. It's a lovely day here in Bucks County. Went for a bunch of walks. Perfect time of the year to play autumn leaves. The leaves are at peak foliage. But you know what? As much as I love that song, I'm not here today to talk about autumn leaves. So put the rake and the bags away. I'm going to talk about a couple things that you can do to make your guitar solos sound way more swinging. Check it out. You know, one thing you heard me do here is repeat an idea. Guitar players do not like to repeat ideas. You know, maybe it's so easy to just go and go and go. Check it out. There was a couple different themes that I used, right? One was just the third to the root, right? E flat to C, A to F, D to B flat, G to E flat, right? And then you kind of get a chance to repeat that. There's so much power in repetition. You play that idea. The idea is developing. Whoops. That time I did it a little earlier, but you know, when you're repeating, you're giving yourself a chance to develop a strong line. You're also, if you're playing with people, you're letting them know what you're doing very clearly. There's no better way to communicate clearly than repetition. All right, so let's talk about another idea that I played, right? So, right, something like that. I just kind of developed an idea from the third. There's so much that you can do to just start to think roots, thirds, fifths. I mean, it's obviously not infinite, but there's so many possibilities. And, you know, one thing that I really like to do is to really just sort of develop an idea and play it 2-3 times, sometimes 4 times, to give it that power. And then, you know, the rest of what you play in your phrase is going to make way more sense. All right, let's talk about another thing that I did, right? Another kind of, right? Once we got to that B section, right? That kind of D to E flat. I love that half step major 7 kind of sound. I did it again, right? Ends up being a D7 altered and then up to the G9, right? Another thing that I really like to do is I like to quote melodies. This is one of my favorites. It's Milestones by Miles Davis. Works really well over here, right? And after I play like a bunch of layered solos, the way I end it's going to be so much easier, and it's going to give me an opportunity to start some momentum up for my next chorus. Lands me right back to that G minor going into G, which is going to propel me into the rest of the song. Guitar players, don't be scared to play simple ideas and repeat them. And also, you know, learn the form. Understand that this is an 8-bar phrase. You don't want to get into the habit of like thinking modally and having like, you know, C Dorian, F mixolydian, B flat, Ionian, E flat, Lydian, A minor, whatever, right? You want to just identify the interesting parts of the song. In this case, it's going to be the F7 and the D7, right? And then you kind of build from there. Once you understand where those interesting parts where you can really create tension, it really helps your phrasing out. So, all right, jazz guitar friends, if you made it this far, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the amazing support from all my YouTube followers. Thanks so much. Bebop. All right.